Tennis. Alex Eala shifts focus to Abu Dhabi Open. Manila. Filipina tennis ace Alex Eala has flown to Abu Dhabi for her next WTA stop, following her exit in the inaugural Philippine Women's Open. In a video posted by the Philippine Tennis Association, the 20-year-old departed Manila on Friday accompanied by her parents Mike and Riza and coach Joan Bosch. Eala ended her campaign in the country's first-ever WTA 125 tournament on Thursday, after falling to Colombia's Camila Osorio in the quarterfinals. The Filipina tennis star now has her sights set on the Mubadala Abu Dhabi Open, where she will compete in the main draw as a wild card. Eala initially was given a wild card to the qualifiers of the tournament, but organizers later announced she was promoted to the main draw. The 20-year-old said her mindset stays the same heading into the Abu Dhabi Open. "I think my goal is just to win, take it match by match," she said on Thursday. Defending champion and 2020 Tokyo Olympics gold medalist Belinda Bencic, WTA number 5 Elena Rybakina, and former world number 2 Paula Badosa are among the players that headline the indoor hardcourt tournament. Some of Eala's former opponents like Yelena Ostapenko, Victoria Mboko and Clara Tauson are also in the main draw of the Abu Dhabi Open. Canadian-Filipina tennis player Leylah Fernandez is likewise competing in the tournament. Aside from Eala, her former opponent Janice Tien of Indonesia will also play at the Abu Dhabi Open. The Filipina said it's good to see more Southeast Asian players in the international tennis scene. "I'm so proud to be in that kind of group of girls who are really lifting up the sport in our region. I think the level is really there, as you can see, for women, young women in the main draw of Australian Open this year from Southeast Asia. I think it creates a really good atmosphere. I think it can only do great things for the sport," she said. The Abu Dhabi Open main draw is scheduled to begin on February 1st. Alex Eala shifts focus to the Abu Dhabi Open. The season never truly pauses in tennis. It only inhales, briefly, before the next exhale sends the ball screaming across another court in another city. For Alex Eala, that next breath carries her toward the desert air of the Middle East, where the Abu Dhabi Open waits, quietly demanding attention, discipline, and belief. Eala has learned early in her career that tennis is not just a game of forehands and footwork. It is a constant negotiation with time, with expectations, with herself. Each tournament is a chapter, but never the whole story. And now, with her focus shifting firmly to Abu Dhabi, she turns the page again. A young career in motion. Alex Eala's journey has never followed a straight line. It curves like a topspin forehand, rising unexpectedly before dropping sharply into opportunity. From her formative years as a junior standout to the grinding reality of the professional tour, she has carried with her a sense of purpose that feels older than her age. Losses have taught her as much as wins. Tight matches, long travel days, unfamiliar conditions, these are no longer disruptions but part of the rhythm. Each tournament sharpens a different edge. Some build confidence. Others test patience. Abu Dhabi represents neither redemption nor escape. It represents continuity. Another chance to compete, to improve, to belong. The shift in focus. In tennis, focus is everything. It's the ability to narrow the world to a yellow ball and a rectangle of court while noise, pressure, and expectations swirl just beyond reach. Shifting focus doesn't mean forgetting what came before. It means absorbing it without carrying its weight. For Eala, the shift toward the Abu Dhabi Open is a deliberate act. Training sessions adjust. Recovery becomes more precise. Visualization changes, from familiar courts to the hard surfaces that reflect the sun and punish hesitation. This is not about chasing headlines. It's about stacking days correctly. About showing up prepared, regardless of draw or ranking. Abu Dhabi is not a destination, it is a proving ground. Courts under a different sky. There's something symbolic about tennis in the desert. The air is dry, the light unforgiving. Every movement is exposed. There is no place to hide a lazy step or a drifting mind. Abu Dhabi's courts demand clarity. Points are won through intention, not improvisation alone. For a player like Eala, whose game blends timing, anticipation, and court intelligence, the conditions offer both challenge and opportunity. Here, rallies can stretch not just legs but concentration. Matches can hinge on a single loose service game. The margin is thin, and that thinness sharpens competitors. Growth beyond results. The professional tour has a way of measuring players in numbers, rankings, points, statistics. But growth often happens in places those numbers can't see. A better second serve percentage under pressure. Improved shot selection in long rallies. The confidence to step inside the baseline when the moment demands courage. These are the quiet victories Eala carries forward. Abu Dhabi offers space for those victories. Not because it guarantees success, but because it demands accountability. Every match becomes a mirror, carrying a nation lightly. Eala has long been aware that she represents more than herself. For Filipino tennis fans, her presence on the global stage is both inspiration and possibility. Yet she has learned that carrying a nation does not mean carrying its weight on every point. The shift in focus is also a shift in perspective. Play the match. Fight for each ball. Let meaning follow naturally. In Abu Dhabi, she competes not to prove she belongs, but because she already does. The quiet confidence of the next step. As the tournament approaches, routines settle in. Warm-ups feel sharper. The mind steadies. There is no dramatic declaration, no need for one. Tennis rewards those who let their racket speak. Eala steps into the Abu Dhabi Open with the quiet confidence of someone still writing her story, aware that every match, win or lose, adds texture to the athlete she is becoming. The season moves on. The tour never waits. And somewhere under the bright lights and open sky of Abu Dhabi, another chapter begins. Focused, intentional, and very much in motion. If you want this rewritten in a more journalistic tone, more poetic, or shorter for publication, just say the word tennis.